it's Carol from CrinkledPath Journals, and I'm here with a Sunday Snappy Snippets, a quick junk journaling tip in 10 minutes or less. This is an open collab video series, and you're welcome to join to share one of your tips for junk journaling. Today I thought I would show you this Hankie Pocket that I made in this journal I've been working on. Oftentimes when we get these vintage hankies, they have embroidery in one corner, and this one actually has smaller ones in the other corners. But this one just had this one side that was tatted and had a little extra overlay and then the embroidery. I made two pockets out of it. There's a pocket here that doesn't have anything in it, and then there's a tag in the back pocket, and you can see how it is hand stitched around the edges, and you could do it with a machine as well. And then you can either stitch it directly to the page or you can glue it on, which is what I did because I didn't want the stitching on this side. Take the image embroidery that you want to be the front of your pocket, and you're going to flip it over. And this is often good use for hankies with a stain that you're not being able to get out, because then it won't be something where it's a full page where you'll see it. You're going to fold in the corners. You can make it as wide as you want to not lose any of that image. Make the two sides match. Then you're going to fold down two of the corners here, and in this case you could even cut them off and use this little embroidery somewhere else. So then you're going to hand stitch down the sides, down the bottom, back up here, and then just across the back of this pocket, so you can see it here. I stitched across the back half of the pocket. That way, whatever you put in cannot fall out. It's just a simple running stitch, up and down, and then you can glue it or sew it into your journal page. You can just take any tag you have and into those front two sections. And there you have it. The cutest little pocket ever. I'm going to grab some embroidery thread and stitch it now, just in case you need to see that. I just have some heavy embroidery thread or crewel thread here. And it really helps to use a needle that has a big eye with this thicker bundles of thread. I'm going to go ahead and knot the end of this. You could also use thinner thread and just do a doubled over piece. So you would take this end, you would bring it all the way down if it's thinner. I'm just going to start in one corner. Oops, I want to start from the back so my knot doesn't show. And I just tend to kind of weave it onto the needle back and forth a few times and then pull, because then it helps me to get my stitches the same length. Another thing you can do is put some little marks on your finger with a pin, and then you can guarantee you're getting your stitches the same length. It also is fine if they're a little uneven, because it gives it that handmade look if it's absolutely not perfect. So back and forth a couple times, pull it through, and then make sure if you pull it tight, it'll gather like this, and you don't want that. You want your stitches nice and loose. Now down along the bottom edge. I just want these to be similar size, so I'm going to eyeball it. You could pin this if that would be more helpful to you than trying to just hold it. Okay, now we're going to go along this edge. Because this has 3 little embroideries on the other 3 corners, I'm going to go ahead and cut them out, and I'm going to use my pinking shears. This will just be a single pocket, and since it goes quite far down into the pocket, I'm going to cut an arch. Make sure I've got just the back 3. Put my hand in the pocket, and then I'm going to come down, cross, back up. Now I have these 3 that I can use somewhere else. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and stitch along this back piece here. I'll tuck this little top corner in and stitch through that. And I want to make sure that I'm not going through the front layer. And I want this stitch nice and tight so this isn't flapping around. And again, I'm going to put my hand in there. If you don't like the pinking edge, you can fold it over and stitch it down. But it will make it a little harder because it'll want to bunch up because it's a curve. Sorry, I have a frog this morning. And then my last stitch, I'm going to come up here just in that second hole past my original knot, and I'm going to tie a knot. And I've got both of the tail of the thread in the knot as well, which you don't have to do that, but tying a double, and then we'll snip off this tail and the tail of the first knot. Okay, now you could just use a little fabric safe glue and glue that on. Find a tag that's the right size or cut a tag to fit. This tag probably needs some cardstock. This is just scrapbooking paper, so it's a little bit flimsy, but makes such a cute pocket. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.